Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd, as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the Hugs and Kisses Starshine baby blanket, and this is designed by my friend, also assistant, the Crochet Crowd. This is Jeannie's particular Afghan. This is her new granddaughter, and it's been really quite wonderful. The Hugs and Kisses series is actually quite popular, and she has done a star version. So let me talk to you about this. You're going to need 9 balls of Bernat Pop in order to do this, and also 4 balls of Caron Big Cakes if you wish to use that yarn instead. So without further ado, let me talk a little bit more about this pattern, because the repeat is there. It's just a lot of words, but it really is easy to do. So the pattern is 3 pages long, and it starts off with starting in the beginning. Now rounds number 6 through to 12, and I highlighted it here with my highlighter, 6 through to 12 is the repeat pattern for the whole thing. Now Jeannie actually wrote all the instructions all the way to round number 55 that matches this particular Afghan. The reason why she did that is to give you the counts of how many popcorn stitches, cross stitches there were, and all of that. But the reality is that you can continue to use number rounds through 6 through 12 in order to complete this to as large or as small as you need it to be. So one thing that you have to be conscientious of is that rounds number 10, 11, and 12 have a slightly different point instruction, and the reason for it is that she frogged this several times in order to get the star to sit down flat. And so you want to watch out for rounds number 10, 11, and 12 is that the point instructions are different, which are covered in today's tutorial as well. So there's a lot of instructions here, and that was just done for your particular convenience. But if you can get yourself through rounds number 6 all the way to 12, you can just reverse the video and get yourself back to round number 6 and begin it all over again. Clearly the difference is that each side then will have more popcorns and etc. as it works its way through. So without further ado, let's get started on today's pattern. So let's begin. We're going to start off. The color that you're seeing with the Bernat Pop is called Pop Art. So Pop Art is the color, and it's got beautiful transitions. So the colors that you see in the blanket come out exactly as you see in the ball. So what you want to do is start off, we're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I want you then to insert the hook into the beginning one and pull through, and that is the center ring. I want you to treat the straggler like it's part of the ring, so that you're going to bury that as you go in round number 1. So let's move along to round number 1 now. So round number 1, we're going to chain 2, which does not count as anything. So she says not to, Jeannie does, and you're going to half double crochet 12 times into the center of the ring. So wrap the hook going into the ring, go right up over top of the straggler so that it buries underneath, and I want you to half double crochet 12 times. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is 9. If you're running out of space, just shift everything out of the way. So it was 9, so 10, 11, and 12. If you're not sure, just recount, and then I want you to slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet, not to the chain 2, because that doesn't count as anything. So right to the first half double crochet and slip stitch to form your center ring. If you've been going up over top of your straggler like you should have been, so then you could just cut that out now, and therefore you'll have a beautiful start without ever seeing your starting tail. Without further ado, let's move along now to round number 2. So round number 2, we're going to then just chain up 1, and I want you to single crochet in the first one right where you did the attaching, and then the next one is going to have 3 double crochets. So this is going to be the repeat pattern all the way around. So you have 1, 2, and 3, all in the same one, and this is the beginning point. So this is one of your points of 6. So the next one is a single crochet, and then the one after that is going to be 3 double crochets into the same one. So 1, 2, and 3, and I want you to do that same idea going all the way around. So single into the next, and then 3 doubles into the next one after that. So I'll see you at the end of this round. Okay, the last stitch in this round is 3 double crochets into the same one, and I'm only keeping counts with the, so it's nothing special, so I'm not doing anything abnormal. And once you have those 3 double crochets, I want you to slip stitch to the first single crochet that you had started with. So at this point you can almost see a flowering taking effect. There should be 6 sets of groups of 3 in the double crochets then for this round. So let's move along now to round number 3. So in round number 3 we want to start off by working with these groups of 3 that you have. So you're gonna slip stitch one over, which is the first one of the group of 3. Okay, and that's where you're going to begin, and you're gonna double crochet. So you're gonna chain up 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then the middle one of the group of 3 is going to be the point. The point is gonna be 2 double crochets into the stitch, followed by chain 2 and 2 double crochets into that same stitch. And then you're going to double crochet then into the next one right after it. So that is your 3 double crochets right in the center of your point. Okay, so let's continue along. So now you're going to look to the next group of 3 double crochets, and you're gonna skip that 1 single crochet right in the middle. So immediately to the first group, the first one of the group of 3, you're gonna double crochet, and then the middle one of the group of 3 is gonna be another point. So it's gonna be 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, followed by chain 2 and 2 double crochets into the middle one, and then you're just gonna double crochet into the last one of the group of 3, and then just jump over that next single crochet and then work again and make your point. So it's double crochet, this is the middle one right in the point, is 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then you're just double crochet then into the next one and then jump. Please do that all the way around for this round. So I'm coming all the way back around, just finishing off my final one over here, and then I'm just gonna slip stitch to the top of the first, chain 3 to bring conclusion. So it still looks like a hexagon right now, but that's not gonna be for very long, and we're now going to move on to round number 4. So round number 4 we're gonna have you immediately start, and you're not gonna chain up 1 first. You were just going to just single crochet into the next one. So just go into the next one. So 1, and then do its friend right next door. So you got 2 single crochets in a row, and then in the point you're going to put in 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2, and then I want you to chain 2 and then 2 single crochets, and you're gonna see the point is gonna start in this particular round. So you're going to single crochet the next 2 in a row. Okay, the first one is always kind of hard to see, so just move things out of the way if you can't get into that first one. 1, and then go into the next one, and you're gonna skip the 2 middles just like you see here, and then you're going to then go to the third one and single crochet that one plus its friend next door, and then you're back into a new point. So you're just 2 single crochets, chain 2 and 2 single crochets, and then right after you get that done, just make sure you get that first one here and the next one, and then skip the 2 middles and then just jump on over. So please do that, and you can see that the point is gonna be starting to materialize before your eyes. So continue that with round number 4. So I'm coming all the way back around. The color did change on its own. I'm not worried about where it falls out. It looks amazing once it's all done. So you're gonna skip over, and you're just going to single crochet in the top of the first single crochet that you'd started with. So if you're not sure, you can see that you have 2 in the point, and then you have 1 and 2 right before it. So it's kind of an easy way to be able to see. So just look for where the 2 middles are and you can see it. So let's begin now round number 5. So in round number 5 we're gonna begin the X stitch, which is just short for the cross stitch, and in order to begin you need to slip stitch 1 over. So right where I'm pinching, you're gonna slip stitch 1 over, and that's where you're going to begin. You're going to chain up 3, which counts as a double crochet, and that's a double crochet that sits by itself, and you have 2 more stitches before the point. These are gonna become the cross stitch. So skipping over the first one, go to the second. I want you to double crochet there, and then I want you to go back into the one that you just skipped. So just wrap the hook and shift the project forward and access those stitches from this side and pull through, and you're just double crocheting, and you're of course forcing a cross stitch, which creates your texture. In the points in this one all the way around is going to be 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. So let's review. So we did a cross stitch right before the point, so that means that there must be a cross stitch right after the point. So here's the first one and second stitch. So go to the second stitch first, double crochet, and then just shift the work forward and get this stitch that you just skipped and double crochet. Now if you recall, we chained up 3 here, which counts as a double crochet, so there's a double crochet right after it, and then you're just going to then put the next 2, which are the very base of the points. Okay, so these are in between the points. You're gonna put 2 together for that. So you're just going to just wrap the hook going into the next stitch, pull through 2 and hold it, and then go into the one right after it, pull through 2 and hold, and then pull through all 3 loops, and those are 2 together for double crochet, and then you're gonna start working up another point. So the next stitch is 1 double crochet by itself, and you have 2 stitches left right before the point. So this is your cross stitch. So just skip the first one, double crochet into the next, okay, and then coming in, getting the stitch that you just skipped for a double crochet. There's your cross stitch right there, and then your point. So it's gonna be 2 double crochet, so 1 and 2, chain 2, and then coming in to 2 more double crochets into the same point. So we're going to do a cross stitch on the way down from the point. So skipping the first one, go to the second, now go to the one you skipped, you're going to double crochet the next one by itself, and then the next 2, which is the very middle, is gonna be 2 together double crochet. So wrap, going in, pull through 2 and hold, and then go into the next one, pull through 2 and hold. You got 3 loops and pull through all 3. So you're gonna begin to go around just like I just showed you, and then I'll see you at the end of this round. So I'm coming up to where I had started. I'm just coming down the final point, 1 double crochet by itself. The final 2 stitches are 2 together, so you're just pulling those together, and then you slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain 3, and there's what it will look like then. So you can see the points now starting, and now we're gonna continue then to round number 6. So as we begin round number 6, all the way through 12 is the repeat pattern on this. So if you want to repeat it again, round number 13 all the way to 20 is another repeat. So it just keeps repeating itself all the way throughout this project. So what if you need to do is that I'm gonna be stopping on the end of round number 12 because that's a repeat, and then you can reverse the video back to round number 6 again and then continue along in the instructions. All the reason for all these extra instructions is that Jeanne wants you to have the extra counts at the end of each one of the instructions, but the reality is that it's just a repeat pattern itself. So let's continue along. So now round number 6 we are going to start, and you're going to notice that the 2 here, the 2 together, is the very centers in between the points. Those are important just for you to keep an eye on. So we're going to chain up 1, and we're gonna do 1 single crochet in that stitch plus all the ones right to the point. You're going to notice that what makes the cross stitch really jump is that when you do a single crochet before it and a single crochet after it, as far as rounds, it really makes those cross stitches pop. Now you just started off with just 1 this time, but it'll get bigger. Once you get to a point, you're gonna be always the same, 2 single crochets, chain 2, and 2 single crochets. You're then going to a single crochet the next 5, so you're not gonna get the one right in the middle. So just don't even worry about that one. So just make sure that when you're doing this, you're getting that first one that is right after the point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you're skipping over the 2 that are the next one. You don't really need to count as long as you're looking for that, and then you just skip over that one and just go and single crochet the next one and all of its friends all the way up to the next point, which there should be 5. Again, you shouldn't have to count if you're confident in your numbers. So once you get to the point, 2 single crochets, chain 2 and 2 single crochets, and then come down. Make sure you get this first one. Sometimes it looks buried depending on your tension, and then go all the way down, but skip that one that's right in the middle that has the 2 together, which is my very next one. You can see that, and then just skipping over that one and coming up. So please do that all the way around for round number 6. When you come all the way back around, you're just gonna skip over that one that's the 2 together and just immediately just slip stitch to the top of the first single crochet that you had. So now it's starting to look really quite awesome, and let's begin then, and we're gonna begin round number 7. So to begin round number 7, you're going to slip stitch to the next stitch over right where I'm pinching with my thumb, and I'm going to slip stitch first, and we're going to chain 2, which counts as a half double crochet this time. So now what you're going to do is that you are going to popcorn into the next stitch. So to do the popcorn is that you are going to double crochet 4 times. So 1 and into the same stitch, 2, 3 and 4. Once you get your 4, drop it and go to the first one of the group of 4, and you're going to just insert into the first one, going to the back, picking up the loop and pulling through just like you see there. So now what you're going to do then is that you're gonna half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So just immediately carrying on, so just half double crochet 1 and 2, and then you're gonna popcorn into the next. So it's gonna be 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Drop it, going into the first one of the group of 4, pick up that loop, pull it through, and then all you're just going to do then is that you're gonna half double crochet into the very final one before the point. So in the points this time around, you were going to put in 2 half double crochets. So 1 and 2, chain 2 and do it again. So 1 and 2, so 2 half double crochets again. So just maintain exactly what you know. So you're gonna have 2 popcorns per side of a point. So in the very first one here, you're going to half double crochet, and then the next one is a popcorn. Just think of the points as like a mirror. So to do the popcorn, it's 4 half double crochet, or 4 double crochets. So sorry. So 4 double crochets. Once you get your 4 in there, drop it, go to the first one of the group of 4, pick it back up, and then the next 2 in a row are half double crochets, 1 and 2, and then you're gonna popcorn to the next. So there's 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, go to the first one of the group of 4, pick it back up, pull it through, and then as you're working your way close to the center, the next one is a half double crochet by itself, and then that is one whole side complete. So the next 2 that you have then is 2 half double crochets together. So you're just gonna put those together. So wrap and going in, pull through, and then wrap, going into the next one, pull through. So those are the 2 middle ones. You have 5 loops on the hook, pull through all 5, and that was 2 together for half double crochet. So you're gonna start back up another point. So you're gonna half double crochet the first, just like you had started right in the very beginning. You're gonna popcorn into the next one. So there's 4 double crochets first, once you get your 4 in there, go to the first one of the group of 4, pick it back up, you're gonna half double crochet in the next 2, you're gonna popcorn into the next one. So there's 4 double crochets again, drop it, and you're gonna go into the first one of the group of 4, and you're gonna half double crochet the last one before the point. So it's exactly what you already know that I've already shown you back here. So you're going to put in your point. It's 2 half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochet. You're gonna half double crochet in the first one right after it, and then popcorn, 2 half double crochets of popcorn and a half double crochet, and then put the 2 bottom together. If you're not sure, just reverse back to the top of the point that we just did over here, and then you should be able to follow the rest of this around. So I'll see you at the end of this round. So now just finishing up round number 7, and I have my 2 finals that are in the middle. So I have my popcorn, my half double crochet, here's the point way back here, and I'm gonna put the 2 middles together with the 2 together half double crochets. And then I'm gonna slip stitch to the top of the first half double crochet that I started with, and then that finishes that. So you can see that you have really eye-popping concept now. And now let's begin to round number 8. So let's begin round number 8. Round number 8 is strictly just single crochets around, but you want to be conscientious of the middle section here and the point. So you're just gonna start off in the first one. You're gonna chain up 1 and single crochet in the very first one that you're on top of already. Okay, so that's the top of the half double crochet. You're gonna single crochet in the top of the popcorn. You're gonna single crochet in the next 2 half double crochets, and you're doing this all the way to the point. Okay, the next one's in the top of the popcorn, and then the next one is in the top of the half double crochet, and you're doing all the way to the point. So the points on this one are like what you've done before. So in the chain 2 space, you're gonna put in 2 single crochets, so 1 and 2, and then chain 2, and then 2 single crochets. So what you have to be really conscientious for is right here. This first half double crochet gets hidden because it is a half double crochet, so just move things out of the way to make sure that you get that first one there, because if you go here it's not on top of this one because that is the next half double crochet. So you just shift it around so you can see it, and just single crochet into that first one, and then keep on going all the way back to the middle between the points. So she's got the counts on here, but if you know what you're looking for, it's just single crocheting in each one of the stitches, which includes the top of the popcorn as well. So what you're looking for is in the middle section with this 2 half double crochet 2 together, you're not gonna go in top of that stitch. See, it's right here, and you're just gonna skip over it and then just single crochet, then back up the other side. So the single crochet rounds really make all the other texture stuff pop. That's why she's got this in here. Okay, and you're gonna come up all the way and you're gonna get to your point. So the point is gonna be 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet, and then working down. Again, the first one is gonna be apparently buried, so you just gotta shift things out of the way, get that first one into position. This is where you're gonna lose count if you're gonna lose count at all, and then you just work your way down. So please do that, and then make sure that you do skip over that middle 2 half double crochets. I'll see you at the end of this round for round number 8. So as you complete round number 8, make sure that you do skip over that very middle one of this. Okay, and remember this line here is not a stitch, it's just leaning over to the very first one. So make sure you skip over that middle 2 half double crochet together and just slip stitch, and therefore this is what it looks like. So you can see it settles down the popcorns and it's really quite amazing. So let's move along now to round number 9. So we're now going to begin round number 9. So you want to slip stitch to the next stitch that's available to you, and you're gonna chain 3, which counts as a half double, or counts as a double crochet. So now you're gonna cross stitch yourself all the way to the point. So each one of the groups of 2 will be a cross stitch. So just skip the next one and double crochet in the next one after that, and then come back, just lean the project over. We've already kind of covered the cross stitch before. Okay, and you got your cross. So then you're gonna skip the next one, double crochet in the next one after that, and then double crochet in the one that you skipped. So you keep doing that. So skip the next one, double crochet in the next one after that, and then come back and do the one that you skipped. And if your counts are right, the very last you should have 1 cross stitch section just right before the point, which I do. So I know my counts are right. So once you get to a point, the point is always the same in this one here, in that we have 2 double crochets in. So 1 and 2, chain 2 and 2 double crochet into the same one. So now you're gonna cross stitch yourself almost all the way. So there's gonna be 4 groups of cross stitching in this particular round, but as you get bigger, if you're doing the repeats, it'll obviously be more cross stitching, but the amount of cross stitching involved right to the center is kind of the same as far as like the concept. So as it gets bigger, just don't worry about counting too much. So just skip the next one. Remember the first one may be hard to see, so just skip the first one, double crochet in the second, and then go back and get the one that you skipped. Okay, skip the next one, double crochet in the next one after that, and then go back and get the one that you skipped. Okay, and then skip one, and we're about to change a color. It's coming in off camera here. So now that you have your section here, you have your 2 middles, but you have one right before it, so you're gonna have 1 double crochet by itself after you get that group done, and then the next 2 are the very middles, and you're gonna put those 2 together. So those are 2 together double crochets, and then you're gonna work back up the next side. So you're gonna double crochet the first one that gets you started, and then you start cross stitching. So when you're really thinking about the middles, you have 2 that are together and then 1 double crochets on either side before you start cross stitching again. So skipping the next one, and then just double crochet in the next, and then come back and get the one, and you do that all the way back to the point, and then once you get to the point, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, and then immediately start cross stitching down, and then you're gonna get right down to toward the middle. So you'll have a double crochet first, you have 2 together, and then double crochet right after that. So please do that, and that's how you would complete this round. So please do that, and I'll see you in the end of this round for round number 9. So as you complete round number 9, the final 2 stitches are going to be 2 double crochet together, and then you slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain number 3. So therefore you can see that you have your popcorns, you have your cross stitches. It looks really quite amazing. So let's move along now to round number 10. So let's begin round number 10. We're going to chain up 1, and this is a single crochet round, so just 1 single crochet in each of the stitches going all the way to the point. So again, the single crochet rounds are the ones that stabilize the project and make the texture really pop. So you can see I'm not counting. I don't really need to. I'm confident in my numbers, but also I'm confident because I know how many cross stitches. There was 4 before the point last time, and then there was the point that we made 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So once you get to the one before the point is 2 single crochets, chain 2, and 2 single crochets. You're gonna work your way down the next side. Make sure you get this first one in, and what you're watching for, so you don't really need to keep count, is watch for those 2 middles of the 2 double crochet together right in the middle between the points, and I'll show you that in a second when I get there. These changing of colors naturally out of the ball makes it very easy to kind of tell too. So you can see that these 2 are together, so you're gonna skip over that one and immediately go to the next one after that and single crochet yourself back up to the point, and then points are 2 single crochet, chain 2, 2 single crochet, and then come down and again skip over that middle section. So please do that all the way around for round number 10. So I'm just coming up at the end of round number 10. Remember, you're gonna skip over these middle 2 double crochets together and just slip stitch to the beginning single crochet, and you can see everything is nice and stabilized once again. So let's continue then to round number 11 for you. So let's move along now to round number 11. We're going to slip stitch over 1 space, so 1 stitch, and then chain up 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we're going to double crochet ourselves all the way to the point. So just continue to do 1 double crochet. It's a nice easy round. Now in order to keep the balance and the project from ruffling, Jeanne, as I mentioned to you, has changed the point in rounds number 10, 11, and 12. So in the point, even though it's a double crochet this time, it's only gonna be 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. So when you get there, which will be just a moment, Okay, so right in the point it's 1 double crochet only, chain 2 and 1 double crochet. So that's not consistent all the way through the steps from 6 to 12 because you need to have the balance in order to prevent the ruffle. So moving down the other side, you were just going to double crochet, and you need to skip over the 2 middle stitches in between the points, and we'll get there in just a few moments here. So I'm going to show you how to look for those because you don't hear me counting because I'm not, and I'm just counting on my work to be consistent. I've been crocheting a long time. So what I want to do is that you see that here is the 2 double crochets together. So these 2 here must be the middle point in between the 2. So you're gonna skip over those 2. So I'm gonna double crochet one more time. So I'm gonna skip over these middle 2 and I'm looking for that as my base. You see that? And if you can look for stuff like that, you don't have to obsessively count, so you can continue to watch TV if you know exactly to look for it. And you're just gonna double crochet yourself back to the next point, and in the point again it's 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, and continue to go around, and again skipping over the 2 middles that you will find up over here. So please do that, and I'll see you at the end of round number 11. So I'm finishing up round number 11. And I want to make sure that I skip over the 2 middles that are here right in the very beginning. So you can kind of see it there. I see that it's here. Do you see that? Look for the consistency and then just join it to the beginning of the top of the chain 3. So as I'm now looking at the pattern, so round number 12 is the final and repeat before the repeat starts, and right here where the cross stitching is the repeat, and it's gonna be this round plus the next one that I'm about to do. So let's continue to round number 12. This is the final of the repeat, and all you're just going to do then is just think about your single crochets again. So you're gonna slip stitch to the next one that's available to you, chain 1 and 1 single crochet in each. So as I mentioned already, rounds number 10, 11 and 12 on the points are slightly different from the rest of the repeat of this, and so in this one here the single crochets are just 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So this keeps the afghan from buckling on you. So right in the point, single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. And as you're coming down the other side, you want to skip over the 2 middle that you see here. It's really obvious because you have a gap that splits those 2. So you're just gonna single crochet yourself all the way down to there, and you're gonna skip right over top of those 2 middles as you jump over to do the next point. So this is I'm gonna get you all the way around to round number 12, and then you just have to reverse the video back to round number 6 to begin all over again. And once you get to the middle of the section here, just skip these 2 and just immediately single crochet in the one right after it, and that'll pull everything nice and together, and you're gonna get yourself back to the point, and in the point 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. Please do that all the way around, and actually there will be a color change by the time I see you again. So I'll see you there in just a moment. So as promised, the colors were changing. I could see that in the ball too, so it's not rocket science really. Let the colors change as they wish, and that's what creates this beautiful look of this particular blanket. So you're gonna get close to the middle, and you'll see the 2 middles that you want to skip over, and you are just going to slip stitch, and that's it. So what you have to do now is that you have to go back to round number 3. Let me zoom on out. Let me tell you a little bit about that, because now you know what to do. You can go as big or as small as you want to go. So let's talk about that. So here's what your project looks like right now, and it will lay flat on you. It's fabulous. It's a wonderful concept. So rounds number 6 through 12 is your repeat. So right now we finished on the single crochet, so the next round up, if you go back to 6, is the actual cross stitch again, single crochet, popcorn, single crochet, and then you have cross stitching again, single crochet, double crochet, single crochet. It sounds like a lot, but it technically isn't. So what Jeanne has done for you is that she's labeled out each one of the rows all the way to round number 55, so that you can keep a count of your popcorn. So you have consistent, you can keep a count on your cross stitching. Some of the stitch work becomes really quite obvious for the cross stitching and etc. All depends on your color choices and how the light bounces off it. Because I got so much light coming here in the studio, you really don't get a good texture look of it, but if you just kind of turn it up, you can really see it. One side will remain flat just like so, and so you'll need your 9 balls of Bernat Pop in order to make this, and it's really quite fun. So you will see that the colors will be really amazing. The orange, even though it changed up here, when you look at it from a further out perspective, it's really amazing how things all just blend together really quite beautifully, and the single crochet rounds lend itself well to that. So please enjoy this afghan. This is a free afghan designed by my friend, also assistant of the Crochet Crowd, Jeanne, and I hope that you enjoy, and this is part of the Hugs and Kisses series. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.